I do want to make the announcement. So, Tom Luca is opening up a couple more lodges in Italy. I want to let you know. So that's what Tom's doing. I want to say thank you. I'm coming here because it's important that we remember. And not just remember what the Italian Americans have been doing, but also our families. It's most important that we remember our families and those that made the sacrifice to come here. And also keep us here. We had a former honoree here representing an award for a dear friend. The name you know is iconic for over 85 years. The work that the family has done in those years, as Jim Lisa mentioned earlier today, is remarkable. It's actually impossible. But if you know the Ballones, you know that nothing is impossible. Nothing. And we're so excited and happy to have with us Anna Maria Ballone, who we keep in our hearts forever and ever, Paul Ballone. Anna Maria, please stand. Thank you, Anna. So, say two words.
I just wanted to thank everyone for being here today and, really recognizing what an important day this is. I also wanted to just reemphasize how important all of these organizations and the Italian heritage was to my husband and his family, and what an advocate they are for Italian American awareness, recognition, and appreciation. And I wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing every day to contribute to your legacy and the Italian American legacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna Maria. I'm just trying to keep everything moving here, so I will shut up. Peggy's gonna, what's fun? So, Marianne, I'll forgive you, you married Joe. I do want to recognize a number of people that are in government, but also have come a long way, and that's our some of our honorees. But I do want to recognize, and you're going to be hearing from them later on. First of all, I want to thank a dear friend of mine that carried the Italian Americans on the radio for close to 40 years. That's none other than our dear friend Carol Dioro. Let's give Carol a round of applause. I used to hear her voice 10-10 wins, that's right. She has a remarkable voice. She started a podcast, Look Who's Talking with Carol Dioro. We're going to continue that this year. She's in semi-retirement because you can never really retire from the work that you love to do. And it really wasn't work. It was a legacy. She interviewed us on the red carpet. She interviewed us in our various organizations. She's always taken good care of us. I want to say thank you, Carol, for all those years of support. Thank you. So, how many people are a member of the Sons of Italy? Okay. Who's not a member of the Sons of Italy? I'm gonna out you guys right now. Okay, I'm not gonna embarrass you, I'm sorry. Do that at home with your kids, they moved out. But you should join. One of the most important organizations that my parents said, you thought you get a draft card when you're 18? Back in the day, I am old. So, as soon as I turned 17, my mom said, you're joining the New York State Order Sons of Italy. I had a problem with that, but we'll come back to that. Bottom line is I joined. My family joined. The lodge was named after my grandmother and her members. But most important, the legacy that you have is over 100 years of dedication. If you really want to know what leadership is, like, you join the Sons of Italy. You will learn more than you want to know about not just the order, things that you should know. So I implore, I ask that if you're not a member, please join. There's websites, everything is digital these days. But I want to mention, I do want to recognize a couple people that are here today. Our national president of the New York State national president of the Order of Sons and Daughters of Italy and America, finalmente, is Tom Lupo. Tom, please stand. And, you know, leadership matters, and it always starts from the top. And we have that here with someone that, again, we worked with over the years. We never made a difference. I want to be clear. It's not political, it's fraternal. And many years ago, Andrew Cuomo was being honored by the Sons of Italy, and there was something that he said when he was introducing Hillary Clinton, I think, at a Golden Lion dinner back in the day in the Garden City, if anyone remembers that. And here's what he said that stayed with me. Forget the politics, guys, because there's no room in this, there's no place in this room for that. Before you're a Democrat, before you're a Republican, you're an Italian American. And if you remember that, and if you could lead with that, and it's very tough, because we have certain values, and I'm not saying change anything, but always remember our heritage, and that's something that stayed with me. I want to recognize our new state president, Artie Sparrow. Artie. Guys, come forward in front of the back. Come on up here, please. So I do want to also recognize, in no particular order, I apologize, and if I bastardize your name or your title, it's because I can't read and I didn't clean my glasses. So, Mary Modica is the Commission of Arbitration, OSDIA, first past president of Chilean Union Lodge. Mary, where are you, Mary? Thank you. By the way, one of the first lodges that I knew about back in the day when Joe Sciammi was lodge president, and we also want to remember Joe Sciammi. Joe Sciammi is the backbone, and he is the face. As I said to Joe many years ago, Joe, you cast a long shadow. For a guy this tall, you cast a long shadow. And I want to let you, what's that? He's an icon, right? And I'm sure you'll be hearing, I want to recognize Joe because it's important. He has been he's given his life service to Italian Americans and our heritage. Forget the job he did at St. John's for 40 some odd years. He did that well, but he's recovering well. He had a health issue, but he's recovering. So I'm going to ask you, when you do put your hands together and you're thinking about our blessings, think of Joe Sciammi and the work that he's done, and ask God to get him a speedy recovery. So I do want to recognize Joe Sciammi. Caroline Rears, oh goodness, I go back, I think she's a school teacher, right? I'm a school teacher. My mother knew her many years ago. So Carolyn is a national trustee, OSDIA, state president past New York State Order of Sons of Italy. Carolyn, thank you so very much. And also, I have to say, she's on the board, I want to let you know. She's one of our honorees. We're so blessed. A very, very, very hardworking woman in the order. We have also with us the first vice president of the New York State Order of Sons and Daughters, Luigi Squilante, and my interpreter. Thank you so much. I want to let you know he does speak dialects, so don't hold it against him. He did speak dialect. I heard some Sicilian coming out, but thank you so much, Luigi. What? Oh, Napolitano. That's the reason why I didn't understand it. Okay. So, Tom Lupo, we mentioned. Someone that I met about 40 years ago. No, I should say that's my wife. Hold on. All right, wrong place. I thought this was the Goldsmith Palmissa, but I guess not. So, Ernest Magliato. Ernest is, I met him years ago when we started the Petrosino Lodge, right, in Little Italy. And that's because John Frater asked a question. We were working with a race in Manhattan, in the Bronx, for a Judge Fiorello. And he asked, I said, he said, Bob, I said, John, we'll just go to the Sons of Italy. He goes, where are they? He says, well, they're here, they're all around us. He goes, oh, there's none in New York City. I said, well, why don't you start a lodge? So we all became founding members. That is the legacy, not only to what John does on a local level and a national level, but also for the Order of Sons of Italy. And it's the Petrosino Lodge, which is 285. So Ernest, please stand and be recognized. From Italy, we have the Chamber of Deputies. Why is that important? Chamber of Deputies is it. It's the bottom. If you really want to know, if it's the Italian government, and if you could get into the Chamber of Deputies in Italy and have a friend there, which we do. I want to recognize Mauro Di Marco. Mauro, please stand. Grazie. Wait a second. I said, don't stay stand. He wouldn't be here without his wife Donatella. Donatella, please stand. I also want to recognize William Russo, the board member of the Italian American Committee in New York City. Where are you, Bill? Oh, here we go. One of our videographers that is taking his joke with, he's a dear friend of the Petrosinos, who I call Peggy. You know, Peggy doesn't need a last name, actually. She's got a great one, but we go by Peggy Petrosino. Joseph Quinn. Joe, please stand. Where are you, Joe? Thank
right
you
here.
so much, Joe. Okay. Someone who's also preserving our history that we got to know very well. Thank you so much. So, I do want to mention also another member of Italian heritage coming from Italy, very, very powerful attorney, family member. His daughter is the youngest judge in Italy. That's a feat unheard of. Let me introduce you, D'Aiuto. D'Aiuto, bene, please. Okay. Dottori Moro Di Marco, grazie. I want to recognize also. I want to recognize also a person that has become a dear friend to the Italian community, who represents not only Staten Island but all of New York State for Italian Americans. I want to recognize Francesca Gilletti. Francesca, please stand. She doesn't sleep, by the way. Someone that gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know. One of the other honorees that's been working with Jimmy Lisa for many years, Joe DiPietro. Where are you, Joe?
Right here.
Joe, go, man. I just want to recognize also representing the New York State Commissioner of State Parks is a dear friend, and he brought his wife with him today, so I know he didn't have a choice. I don't want to lay out because my wife's sitting at the table. You two women are not allowed to talk to one another.
Too late.
Okay, too late. Okay. So, Mark and Susan Taluto. Mark, please, representing the Commissioner of State Parks, Captain Moses, just got appointed. So, I do want to move on the program. I think I took care of that. If I didn't, we'll catch up later on. Tom DiNapoli is on his way. How many people like Tom DiNapoli? Yes. How many people love Tom DiNapoli? There you go. Next year, Tom is running amongst other members. Tom has been also with the order. As the one word that you're going to get about Tom is he's a gentleman. I think that's a word that always follows him and always precedes him. He's a gentleman, and he's a true friend of the different organizations, including the Sons of Italy. The youngest man, I think, in politics. But I wanted to represent Joe Galante. Joe representing as a deputy. Thank you so much. So our sister organization from Sicily weren't able to make it. Ho fatto lo spy anche dopo. So, but our association in Sicily, couldn't make it, but we always have representation every year from Padula. I would like to ask Pasquale Chiricello, where are you, Pasquale? Dove. Pasquale, on your board, please stand. On your board. So, guys, we're going to kick off the program. Let's go. We're going to go very quickly now that I killed too much time.
Why don't we both get at the same distance from the podium? Because I don't have to take pictures and get the awards. Sure. So this way we both can, you can see. I don't want you to
Okay.
Don't worry about it. All right? We'll work it out.
Okay. Sorry, you're sitting down on the job. Huh? Okay. I know. I'm longer than 2 weeks. I want to introduce Artie Sperry. Artie is the New York State president of the Order Sons of Italy in America. He's going to introduce his 2 honorees and all the VIPs along with him. Artie?
Thank you, Bob. You know, I've had the pleasure of knowing Bob Fonte for probably the better part of 25 years. And one thing that we've worked on for all those years is the Columbus Day Parade out on Long Island, which we just had on Saturday. And we moved it to a new location this year. It was bigger and better than it ever was before. And Bob, I have to thank you for all those years, for all the help that you gave us, and the difference that you made for this year, just alone in what we've accomplished. Thank you so much. So Bob had introduced the people at our table over there, but we missed 2 of them. One of them is past president of Cellini Lodge, Vincent Aluzzi. Vinny? And also, a very good friend of mine, our national 5th vice president, former state president, and also past national CSJ chairperson, Robert Ferrito. So you should know that the Order of Sons and Daughters of Italy in America is now celebrating its 120th anniversary. It's a very vibrant organization. New York State alone, we have close to 7,000 members, and we're growing every day. So we're very proud of those accomplishments, and we're looking to grow that membership even more and the awareness of the public as far as our organization is concerned. So that all being said, I'd like to introduce our honorees. I'll start with Carolyn Rios. Carolyn? So Carolyn Rios is the elder of 2 daughters born to Lillian and Frank Rios. She traces her Italian roots to Sicily through her grandparents, Maria Di Giovanna and Vincent Galino of Sciacca, and Carolyn Mule of Villalba, and Nicola Rios of Mezzogiusto. Carolyn earned both her bachelor's and master's degrees from St. John's University, majoring in education and mathematics, and holds a certificate in computer studies from Adelphi University. Upon her graduation, Carolyn joined the faculty of H. Frank Carey High School, where she taught mathematics and computer science and mentored the talented and gifted program. She also taught mathematics and software applications as an adjunct assistant professor at St. John's University College of Professional Studies. St. John's School of Education recognized her in 2010 with the Leadership in Education Award. I have to say something. When Carolyn was the state president, I was her treasurer. And she's very good with the computer, especially Excel. I must be stupid because I never got it. But she got me through it, so thank you, Carolyn. Presented with the prestigious Nordal Award by the Cary Student Government, Carolyn was named Cary High School's 1990 Teacher of the Year for Innovation and Excellence in Teaching by the SCHSD Board of Education and the Superintendent of Schools. Carolyn Rios served 2 5-year terms as a public member of the New York State Board of Pharmacy, the most interesting and challenging position. Raised in Queens, she moved to Nassau 35 years ago and immediately became an active member of America Lodge number 2245, Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. During her lodge presidency, America Lodge launched a membership drive culminating in the initiating of a record 109 new members in a single year. That's amazing. Carolyn has been a member of the Executive Committee of New York OSDIA since 2001, serving with distinction in each position she has held, before becoming the New York State President in 2015. As a state president, Carolyn continues to serve on the New York OSDIA Foundation, on the Senior Citizens Housing Board, and on various special projects, including bylaw changes for state delegates and Osdiah culture and heritage. As New York Osdiah's 32nd state president, Carolyn Rios focused her administration on educational programs for Italian culture, heritage, and language, featuring the Lecturer in Residence, the Regional Dresses of Italy, the State Student Summit Program, and the extension of the Bella Lingua Award to all 8 New York Osdiah districts. Happiest when she is providing opportunities for students. Her 2 terms as National Historian included 2 student summits in D.C. The last summit featured a rare private tour of the Pentagon. Between state and national, Carolyn has been involved in 6 student summits. The National Scholarship Selection, Solera Award, and Bylaws committees are among the various committees on which Carolyn served during numerous terms as national delegate. Carolyn is extremely proud of Carter and Lily, the 19-year-old twins of her nephew Jeffrey and Danielle Scott. Jeff and his late brother David are the sons of her late sister and brother-in-law Mary and Mike Scott. Mahjong and lunch with the bunch provide opportunities for frequent get-togethers with a wide circle of friends and former colleagues. And she is an enthusiastic member of Innovative America Lodge 2245 Book Club. She has coordinated the Nassau County Italian American Night at Eisenhower Park for 25 years and has been honored by numerous communities and organizations during Italian heritage celebrations. On December 10th, 2016, at a beautiful ceremony at the Cathedral of St. Patrick's, Carolyn Rios was admitted as Dame in the Order of Merit of the House of Savoy. Carolyn has demonstrated the capability and willingness to share her skills and experience for the benefit of all. Her positive determination, enthusiasm, and leadership abilities have established her position in a long line of Osdiah state leaders. She was recently appointed New York Osdiah State Historian and re-elected Osdiah National Trustee. I present you Carolyn Rios.
Thank you, Michael.
Stay up here, if you don't mind. State representatives, come up. Stay up here. If you don't mind staying the 2.
First of all, good morning. I would like to say that when I walked in this morning, the first thing that I saw was America, a beautiful Italian name. Well, my local lodge in the Sons of Italy is the America Lodge. And we used to have a sign just like that we carried in every single parade that we marched in. So I felt right at home when I saw this sign. I am honored to be chosen for the recognition on Columbus Day, and I extend sincere congratulations and best wishes to all the distinguished individuals with whom I share this honor. When I learned of this recognition, and thank you to President Arthur for proposing my name, I immediately thought of my great-grandfather, Giovanni Rios, who arrived in the U.S. in 1890 aboard the Alicia with my great-grandmother, Anna, and 4 young children. I wonder what his reaction would have been if he was told on his arrival 130 years that, what his reaction would have been if he was told that on his arrival, that 130 years from that arrival, his great-granddaughter would be recognized for her efforts to promote and preserve the Italian culture and language, and that a day would be dedicated to Columbus and that culture. I wonder what he would have thought if he knew that that day would be a day dedicated by the U.S. government as a federal holiday to celebrate Columbus and Italian heritage. Incredulity, skepticism, who knows? Yet we are here. For Americans of Italian heritage, Columbus Day, and indeed the entire month, serve as an opportunity to celebrate our ancestors and the struggles they overcame to assimilate into the American way of life while retaining their pride in their culture and heritage. From Alighieri to Zeffirelli, from Alito to Zamboni, Italians and Italian Americans from all walks of life have influenced art, science, mathematics, fashion, sport, medicine, literature, and of course, food. We have and we will continue to leave our remark. As I accept this recognition, I do so in memory of my great-grandparents, my Galino and Rare's grandparents, and who left their respective homes in Sicily and braved a daunting ocean voyage in order to find a better life for their children and their grandchildren. And also in memory of my parents, Lillian and Frank, who were from a generation which sacrificed in order to provide a good education for their children. These generations had a strong work ethic and strove to make America their home and still preserve their Italian heritage and culture. I thank you. Sempre Avanti.
Sorry, I put the glasses on.